And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox as we continue to keep you up to date on the latest with the Gabby Petito case. A live look here in Florida as, again, we do have that search underway for Brian Laundrie. But, of course, a lot of people yesterday had a lot of heartfelt words coming to the Petito Schmidt family after the autopsy was confirmed that it was Gabby Petito. We're bringing in Fox's Laura Engel as we, again, are following closely this story. Laura, you're out in Wyoming, where the coroners performed that autopsy yesterday. What else do we know at this time?
You know, right now we can tell you we're still actually outside of the Teton County Coroner's office here in Jackson, Wyoming. This is where the autopsy was performed yesterday. And as you mentioned, identification now 100%. And we know that it was a homicide. But there are still many more questions that need to be answered. There are many more tests that need to be conducted before this can be officially done here at the coroner's office. We're talking toxicology tests, microscopic testing. It has to be done as well. And then and only then will that move on to the next stage where the remains will be transferred to the family. It's our understanding that the stepfather, Jim Schmidt, is still here in the area. And of course, I believe that he is, and he's going to be the one helping to get her back to New York, Long Island to be specific. And we were told yesterday by the family attorney that once the family is all together in one place and they have that moment, and they can do the funeral services, then they will give a statement. I believe that it will even be a press conference where we will see the family members come out with the attorney to talk to us about what they've been going through and what the next steps are. So that's what's happening here in Wyoming. And also the area where Gabby Petito's remains were found is a very wide open space. I'm not sure if you have the video, but we got some drone video of that area to show, you know, just this beautiful stream and these rocks and the open trees. That area has now been reopened to campers and hikers. So, you know, the public has access to it at this point. But what's most important about this very specific area is that the FBI still wants to hear from people. As we know, it was that critical tip from another camper that was driving down the road with her GoPro on the dash and spotted the van, the white Ford van that Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie were driving in August that led to this search area where the remains were found. So now they want more people to come forward. Look, if you were in this area, and not just at that campground, in this general area, we have been here since Saturday, and this area in Wyoming is packed with tourists. All the hotels are full. People are walking and hiking and biking, and they want to hear from people who may have been here. Look at your photos. Is there anything in the backdrop that we might use in this investigation? That's what they're looking for. That's what they hope for the public to come forward to help with the next part of this investigation.
And Laura, I know you had mentioned, obviously, Gabby's family waiting for her body to be returned to them, but you were just talking about some of that scenic video, some of the area where, again, this incident did take place. Could we expect it to be re-shut down to all of those visitors if it does happen to become a crime scene where the trial needs to take place, if Brian is brought in?
Right. You know, it's a really good question. And frankly, it could be a little bit surprising to some that this area has been cleared with something so horrific being found. The remains of this young woman, 22 years old, just yards from her campsite, from what we've been told, across this beautiful river creek. But they had to open it up. And it's our understanding that the FBI has concluded their investigation, their forensic investigation at the scene. We have talked to some people who have been there who have noted that there are orange paint marks on some of the natural areas, the rocks and the trees where evidence was gathered to mark that. But now people are allowed back in there, and that's as of right now. But again, you know, you're right. If somebody comes forward, if we hear some more information and they need to go back in there, we could be looking at something like that.
And finally, Laura, I just wanted to ask you, obviously, these autopsy results had to have found something to call this now a homicide. So have you heard anything more about when more results may be released to us? And of course, have you heard any other items that may have been found that could pertain to what led them to call it a homicide?
you know, they are being tight-lipped. We have repeatedly called, and we're the last ones standing out here outside of the coroner's office. We keep calling them and trying to get them to talk to us, and they just won't. And everything has to go through the FBI office in Denver, and they keep directing us to Twitter. And the FBI has said the only information we are going to give you about cause of death, about anything that has to do further with this investigation, is going to come out on Twitter. That's it. End of story. So, you know, as far as we know, we're just looking at those tweets to find out. That's how we found out yesterday. Even though we were standing right here outside of the coroner's office, we found out on our phones that the autopsy was complete and it was confirmed to be her. So while we wait for that, you know, we're also keeping an eye on the attorneys and the family and trying to stay in contact with them. And once we find out more information, we'll, of course, provide it to you.
Yeah, all right. Well, we do appreciate your update. Again, Fox's Laura Engel joining us from Wyoming outside of the coroner's office. Again, we appreciate your time giving us this update here today.
Thank you.